Hey everybody, this is Stacy, or Stacy Bobasi. I'm coming at you, let's see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So I'm 6 days post-op today from my gastric sleeve surgery that I had at Portsmouth Naval Hospital in Virginia. Just wanted to come on and update you guys and let you know how I'm doing. So, first of all, I found a photo of me from April. Was it April? Yeah, April 11th of this year, and I wanted to show you guys. That was me like last month. Crazy. As you can tell, I've already lost quite a bit of weight. As of this morning, I am 221 pounds. So that means I have lost close to 30 pounds now. Not all of that is from the gastric sleeve directly. I'd say, what was it? The day of my surgery, I weighed in at 236 according to their scales. So, yeah, 221 to 236. So that's how much I've lost since the gastrectomy. And I'm 5 days post-op. So I'd say I'm losing at a pretty good clip, but it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been incredibly difficult because once you have your surgery, you're no longer hungry. But it is difficult to get used to your new normal, so to speak. So my new normal, I wanted to show you some things that got me through my surgery. First one is my impulse spirometer, I think they call it, yeah. This is something that you're going to get in the hospital, and it is to help you get the gas out of your lungs and help you breathe. I have asthma pretty bad, so when I went into surgery and came out of it, I could barely breathe. Like, my O2 stats kept dropping down to like the 60s. So I was on oxygen for like the first 2 days, and I started using this, which helped immensely, and then also my inhaler. So if you have asthma, bring your inhaler with you and make sure that even though it hurts that you're using this, because it took me probably about a good 4 or 5 days before I could take a full breath. I asked the doctor about this, and he said it's because they're kind of monkeying around up here with your liver, and it kind of pushes things out of the way, and with the gas and everything else, it's a recipe for a really bad asthmatic episode. So, and if you have sleep apnea, it might get a little worse in the hospital with the medications, because the medications are pretty strong. So the surgery itself was relatively quick. I came in, I was a nervous wreck before the surgery actually started. Like, yeah, I was terrified, to say the least. I was in bed waiting for the anesthesiologist to come in, and like, I was so nervous I couldn't stand it. And but it happened quick. They came in, gave me my anesthesia, gave me the medication that makes you not remember anything, and I remember bits and pieces off of that. I remember sliding over onto the operating table, but I don't remember much after that. And next thing I know, I was waking up. I was in recovery, went up to my room. I was in the hospital for 3 days. I had a couple, rough moments the first couple of days with my breathing and things like that, and my pain was managed pretty well. I think the biggest side effect I had was my lungs. So I started walking. I started drinking little medicine cups full of liquid after I had my swallow test, and I'm not gonna lie, the first day of trying to learn how to sip is awful, but by day 2 or 3 of sipping, it was a lot easier. It's the gas in your stomach and your stomach getting used to liquids going down. And now I'm drinking just fine. I can drink 3 or 4 ounces of fluid, in one sitting before I start hiccuping. The worst thing, I think, post-op, like I said, is getting your lungs to open up, the hiccups, and clearing the gas out. So don't get discouraged those first couple days if it's so difficult because of the gas. Once that's out of your system, it's like totally different ball game. So speaking of the gas, here in Virginia, you have to have a prescription for everything because everything's considered a controlled substance here in a medical sense, in a medical setting. But get your hands on some of these. They have been extremely helpful since coming home. I take these a couple times a day, even still, because I'm still learning how to sip. And my sips, I still swallow air with. I'm actually going to go and get a, what is it called? A sippy cup. So I can retrain myself how to sip. The main thing is to breathe out before you take your sip. You go, and then sip, and then swallow, because you don't want any air in your mouth, because once it hits your stomach, it's uncomfortable, and it's going to come back up painfully. But speaking of recovery, when you're in the hospital the day of your surgery and the day after, you can't have anything to drink until they do a swallow test on you. So these were my saving grace as well. They're Biotine mouth cleansers. I would open the tray up, put the liquid in here, and use one of the sponges to just clean my mouth out. And then you take the gel, the dry mouth moisturizing gel, and put those on the other swab and just get the inside of your mouth wet with the gel. It's going to make you feel a whole lot better because it is so hard to swallow the first couple days and just dry mouth galore. So make sure that you ask for these. They should have them. They're the Biotine Dry Mouth Oral Rinse. You can have these when you're NPO, nothing by mouth. Some other things I'm living off of, water. And for some reason, after having surgery, like my taste buds are different. So water tastes different to me. Aquafina to me, I loved before surgery, but now I can't stand it. The flavor of it is wrong, in my opinion. So I found Fiji to be the best tasting water for me. I've been drinking these Isopures, which are protein drinks. They're not the tastiest things in the world. Put some ice in it, let it melt down a little bit, and just pretend it's some left out Kool-Aid. You need your protein post-op, and it is so hard to get anything in. And here's the other drink that I've been drinking is the Boost Glucose Control. This is roughly 2 or 3 meals for me, like one whole day's worth of protein. This is how much I'm able to get in before I start hiccuping and feeling ill. Like that, hiccuping. Those hurt. The Isopure are a little easier to drink because they're not so heavy. So, you know, get your protein in, do the best you can. They tell you they want you to have like 24 ounces of protein a day. I'm nowhere near that. I'm maybe 12. But that's just what it is. I work hard at it every day to just drink more. And chamomile tea has been my go-to lately. Warm liquids seem to go down better than cold. And I like to settle my stomach with chamomile tea, and it seems to be working pretty well. But, you know, 5 days post-op, everything is going good. I'm losing at a good pace, I think. I guarantee I'm going to be hitting a stall soon. But hydration is key. Worry about your liquids. Drink, 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 drink. It's very easy to get dehydrated. Pay attention to your urine. Make sure that's not too dark and that it's not cloudy. And, you know, you want clear and, you know, pretty see-through when it comes to urine. I'm going to leave you guys with a quick look at my stomach so you can see my surgical incisions. They're healing pretty nicely, I think. They're purple because the glue on them is purple. So don't think that my wounds have turned purple. Alright? So, let me fix my shorts. I have 5 incisions. Should be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think they're that big. I think they're kind of small. They don't hurt that bad, like I said. They're mostly my stomach's sore. And the other thing I can caution you guys on when you're post-op is when they give you that lifting restriction, pay attention to it. I overlifted like day 3 of being home, and I ended up in bed all day yesterday. So that lifting is important. Don't try to lift too much. Don't try to do too much. It does get painful, and it does get painful quickly. And some other things I can caution you on. Stay ahead of your medication. Even if you don't feel like you need it, take it on scheduled time. Give yourself some time before you start, you know, weaning yourself off those meds, because It's harder to catch up to the pain than it is to stay in front of it. So stay in front of your pain, stay on top of it, and take your pain meds. I tried to wean myself down because I'm on 30 milliliters of my medication, which is oxycodone and Tylenol mix. And I usually take 30 milliliters, and I went down to 15 because I'm like, well, I'm feeling good. And I was in tears by the time it got to the next time. And it's not so much, like I said, incision pain. It's just achy and soreness, and it's uncomfortable. But when I take my medication, I'm fine, as long as I'm not lifting. I try to take 2 15-minute walks a day. And, oh, and that was the other thing I could tell you. The stomach pains from the gas post-op, you're not going to want to move around too much. You're going to want to lay there and agonize over it. But the only way to get over those pains is to walk. As uncomfortable as it seems, get up, walk around, walk in circles. I have an open floor plan downstairs. I walk in circles from kitchen to living room, leave the TV on, and just walk around. To be honest, walking is going to produce a lot of gas, but it gets it out of your chest and it gets you out of your belly. You're probably going to be, you know, making your family laugh a little bit. My family has been cracking up this week because of the amount of gas that's coming out all orifices. If it can come out, it's going to, but it's a lot more comfortable to get that out rather than, you know, walk around and not do it, or just lay around in bed in pain. Do not sit around after this surgery. Get up, move, do some exercise. You know, don't do any lifting. Walk around the neighborhood, get some fresh air, and make sure you're taking care of yourself. So I'm going to update you guys in a little bit to let you know how my transition to stage 2 is going. I see my surgeon on June 4th. And that's when I'm going to be able to add more things into my diet, like yogurt and hopefully eggs and soup. So that's my update. Made it through my surgery, doing well, feeling good, lost almost 30 pounds so far, and keep on keeping on. So, you know, happy to share my journey with you guys. Bye, YouTube.